Andy Jenkins. I'm a lot better looking than him.
Amen. You can say that again.
Yep.
Say it again for us.
I'm a lot better looking than Andy Jenkins.
I would second that. But I'm joined by Brandon Lingerfelt, and it's a weird week. We have a few Thursday night games, a lot of teams on a bye week. It's a non-regional week. But you know what? We're still here recapping the games, and you can join the conversation at 423-614-6499. We'd love to hear your input on any game that has happened either last night or tonight. A lot of exciting football. I mean, if you want to talk about last night first, Walker and Carter, Bradley, McMinn County, Brandon, pick a game. Oh, look at that.
Oh, we've already got a caller.
Caller, you're on with the Hardy's Friday Night Blitz.
Hey, good evening, guys.
How you doing?
I'm actually watching the Red Bank game on TV. Red Bank's leading 33-7 over Saudi Daisy.
Oh wow, that's a big that's a good win for Red Bank. I mean, I'm not saying it's over yet, but it looks like they're in control, huh?
I need to share some of my pizza with you guys. I won that pizza a while ago, and I don't know if I need to hold it by myself now.
Bring it by, man.
Yeah, I'd love some pizza.
We're not going to turn down some free pizza.
No, I tell you what, though, Cleveland High School had a good game tonight, but I know people are probably saying they didn't play nobody. But the way I look at this, maybe it got Cleveland back on the road. But now next week when they play Farragut, though, that's going to be an uphill battle for Cleveland, I believe, because I think Maryville just beat them by 13 points, right?
Yeah, I can check on that right fast for you.
Yeah, I mean it's always a test whenever these Knoxville teams come into play. Obviously, the past few years, Bradley and Farragut have been, they've kind of had each other's number back and forth a little bit. So anytime you start playing these teams from Knoxville, records go out the window and everything. But, yeah, it was a good game for Cleveland to kind of get back on track, get some rhythm going. I think that's something I heard Greg saying on the radio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think it was. I know people are saying East Ridge probably wasn't nothing, but still they was a football team. And I just hope we got Cleveland back on track where they should. I think they've been missing something, really. But now, I don't know if they'll find it next week or not, but, against Farragut, who knows? They may give Farragut a good game. It's not impossible for them to beat Farragut, but pretty close to it, I believe, though.
Hey, if you look at last year, Cleveland, they lost to Bradley, then they got things back on track with East Ridge, and then they came out and beat Farragut. So you never know what a game like this can do.
Yeah, I had forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I do think you guys are doing a great job. I miss my old buddy Greg Phillips, but he was talking about me a while ago, and I appreciate that. And but anyway, you guys are doing a great job, so I'm going to get off here and let somebody else call.
All right, we appreciate talking to you. Hopefully we'll hear you next week.
Thanks a lot.
All right, yeah. So, we mentioned Cleveland, a big win over East Ridge. If you were listening on to Mix 104.1 earlier, you heard that 55-28 over East Ridge. And we have another caller. Caller, you were on with the Hardy's Friday Night Blitz.
Yeah, the boogeyman met his Waterloo.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Alcoa beat them 27-14.
Man. You think that's going to be Maryville's only loss this year?
Oh, yeah, that coach will get you in the locker room after the game, and he will eat on that honey. Yeah, they're going to come out next week, and I feel bad for whoever Maryville's playing because Maryville won't kill them.
Well, it doesn't really matter who they're playing. Maryville's killed a lot of teams the past few years.
Yeah, Maryville's where dreams go to die for other teams, it seems like. But, yeah, that game's always competitive, though, with them and Alcoa. There's a lot of years, correct me if I'm wrong, but they'll both make it to the state playoffs, and that will be their one loss, would be to either Maryville by the hands of Alcoa or vice versa. So it's always a fun game, super crowded, I'm sure. What did you see going on?
Well, I wasn't at the game. I went and watched the McMinn Central play their opponent, and the McMinn Central wasn't that good. It's just they were up against an inferior opponent.
Now, you're going to have to watch those words. We got a noted McMinn Central super fan here in Ryan Lovelace.
Yeah, I'm a super fan. But you know what? I'll take a 3-1 start from my Chargers.
Yeah, well,
They played that well next week. I don't know who they're going to play, but if they play that well next week, they'll be giving that other team a fit.
Yeah. But were you there for the third quarter where they just didn't score any points?
Well, it's just, McMinn Central, they ran the football initial kickoff back, and for 100 yards or whatever that was, it was a touchdown, 2 extra points. It was 8-0. But Polk County came back and tied it up 8-8. And it was nip and tuck till, midway through the second quarter, and then Central just took over.
Yeah, that sounds like probably the best game to be at so far, competitive-wise, in our area.
Well, I just thought I'd be the first one to tell you that my Red Rebels met their Waterloo.
Well, I appreciate you calling in when they win all the time, but also, being able to call in and admit they lost. I appreciate that.
That's the mark of a true fan.
Yep.
Thick or thin.
Well, have a good one. I'll catch you next week.
Oh, we'll catch you then. Have a good night. So you heard McMinn Central there. They're up 51-22 over Polk County, and I'm not going to jinx it because there's still a little bit of time left, but barring let me do some quick math here, 29-point comeback, McMinn Central starting the season 3-1. And Anderson, this is another big score, number 3 ranked Anderson County. They are ranked, I just mentioned, 3rd in the state. They're facing off against Ray County. This has been a back-and-forth game. It was 38-28 at one point, and Anderson County has scored 13 straight points to lead 41-38 with 45 seconds left. But we mentioned we got a lot of other games going on. Last night, Bradley beat McMinn County 42-24. Carter beat Walker Valley 14-3. McCauley's up on West Broward. I don't know.
I think that's a final now,
so
Ryan.
That's a final.
McCauley and Broward.
East Hamilton over Sequoia. It's been a minute, Brandon. Sorry.
We got any other games to talk about, Ryan?
Yeah. Silverdale over Lakeway Christian 47-19. Cleveland over East Ridge 55-28. You heard right there. Alcoa over Maryville 27-14. And Rockwood over Kingston 24-15. We'd love for you to join the conversation at 423-614-6499. I'd love to hear some talk about the Bradley game or the Walker game. Thursday nights I'm not in high school football mode. So
well, I'm glad we avoided this bad weather that we had tonight.
Hey, it was looking pretty inclement.
It was
outside.
looking bad.
But Brandon, did you pay attention to the Bradley game any?
Yeah, so I was following along a little bit with it. Seems like Bradley found a little bit of life in their offense.
Yeah.
Which was good to see.
Yeah, I mean, they went backup quarterback. They started Demarius Ballard.
Mm-hmm.
He threw for 238 and threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for another 2, and that looked like it was a spark for Bradley. I mean, just checking Twitter, they had big play after big play.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that obviously you go back to the Walker game, right? And it was, Bradley was moving the ball, but they had some turnover issues and stuff like that. And then obviously we know about the field goal that everyone's going to remember for a long time, winning the game. But it just seems like they really couldn't get any consistency going, or it was just hard for them to maintain some momentum on offense.
Yeah.
So it seems like you put up 42 points on a pretty good McMinn County team, that held Cleveland to 6 when they played. So that seems like maybe it was a good move on their part just to get some momentum going back the right way.
Yeah, well, it definitely sort of turned their season around. I mean, that's the first performance where you've been like, yeah, that's Bradley Central football right there.
Yeah, for sure. And now Bradley is in the meat of the schedule. They're 4-0 with the rest of the season before them, kind of like we mentioned last year. Hot start. Can we maintain it? Hopefully this offense will kind of hit its stride now, and they always have the defense going well at Bradley, and hopefully the offense can maintain some momentum.
Yeah. And as I mentioned, neither one of us were at that game, so if you were there, we'd love to hear you call in, 423-614-6499. We're going to run through the scoreboard right fast before we send it to break. You just heard it. Bradley over McMinn County last night, 42-24. Walker Valley falls to Carter last night as well, 14-3. McCauley over West Broward from Florida, 62-13. East Hamilton over Sequoia, 48-6. Anderson County up on Ray County, 41-38, with 45 seconds left. Silverdale over Lakeway Christian, 47-19. McMinn Central over Polk County. That game is still being played, 51-22. Cleveland over East Ridge, 55-28. That game is final. Alcoa over Maryville, 27-14. That game's also final. And Rockwood over Kingston, 24-15. You were listening to the Hardys of Friday Night Blitz. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back and hopefully get some more final scores for you.
Caldwell Paving, paving the way in Tennessee since 1958. Caldwell Paving specializes in asphalt paving and seal coating. They serve residential clients, industrial and commercial companies, and subdivision projects. Conveniently located in Charleston, Caldwell Paving serves all of Southeast Tennessee. Caldwell Paving, old surfaces made new. CaldwellPaving.com.
You need money overnight? Check into cash. Your time is tight. .com. Bank accounts too low? Check into cash. So where do you go? .com. Do it online in a record time. It's the easy way to get money next day. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. You can be sure it's secure from our bank straight to yours. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. Boom, boom, ba-dum, boom.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
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 I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Doug Beerthal, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
For more than 50 years, Cleveland Plywood Company has been serving our community. They're dedicating to providing quality products with professional service to all of Cleveland and our surrounding area. They offer easy pickup or delivery on everything in stock. Cleveland Plywood carries every element of the building process, including windows, doors, truss, flooring materials, shingles, and of course, building lumber. Stop by and visit them. Cleveland Plywood, 2700 20th Street, Northeast in Cleveland, or call 472-3357.
Lingerfeld, Andy, wherever you are. Where is he at? The beach?
Dude, I don't know where Andy is. Andy lives in his own world, so he's wherever he wants to be right now.
You're right, but you know what? He's not here, so we're going to celebrate, and we got a new final score to report, and I'm definitely going to celebrate it. McMinn Central, my Chargers. Don't ask me where I graduated from, but it's not McMinn Central, but I'm switching allegiances to a different shade of blue. They win 51-22 over Polk County. They are 3-1 to start the season for the first time since 2014. We may have Matt Moody, their head coach, call in a little bit later. A little spoiler there. But you can call in and join the conversation, talk about any game from the area. Doesn't even have to be from the area. You can call in and talk about a Knoxville game. We'll take anybody. 423-614-6499. Running through some scores, another game that just went final. Anderson County beats Ray County. They come from behind. Ray County is 0-3 to start the season. Maybe in our next break I'll figure out the last time Ray County started a season 0-3.
I'd say it's been a while.
That doesn't happen.
It's been a while.
Often.
For sure.
So yeah, Ray County falls up in Anderson County 41-38. Absolute barn burner of a game. We mentioned Anderson County scores 13 straight unanswered to come from behind and beat Ray County. Silverdale over Lakeway Christian, 47-19. Cleveland over East Ridge, 55-28. Alcoa over Maryville, 27-14. Rockwood over Kingston, 24-15. Do I have that right, or is that backwards? Yeah, no, Rockwood over Kingston, 24-15. Sorry, Rockwood, I didn't mean any offense there. East Hamilton over Sequoia, 48-6. Sorry. East Hamilton over Brandon Lingerfeld's alma mater, Sequoia, 48-6. Macaulay over West Broward. I can't say that. 62-27.
It's pronounced Broward.
Broward. It's so easy, I mess it up. Broward. That's 62-27 is that final score. And then Walker Valley falls to Carter last night, 14-3. And then Bradley over McMinn County, 42-24. I would love to hear somebody call in and talk about the Walker game.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened up there, and I had pretty high expectations for
if you were up at the game yesterday, give us a call. Let us know what happened. We're kind of curious just to see. It seems like Walker had some decent momentum this year going into that game, so we'd like to know kind of if you were there, tell us the story of what the game. What actually happened there, because 14-3, I think, Ryan, you were telling me last year Walker handled Carter pretty
42-14.
Yeah, pretty easily. So we'd like to, if you were there, call us, let us know what happened. If you were at the Bradley game last night, you want to talk about it, give us a call. We'd love to chat with you.
If you were at the Cleveland game, give us a call. We haven't really heard anything about that.
I have a feeling we'll have some people calling in here in a little bit about the Cleveland game.
But I mean, we heard earlier Cleveland's offense getting on track. Drew Lambert, 6 touchdowns.
5 passing, 1 rushing. Cleveland had 429 yards of total offense, and I believe they had a kick return touchdown as well.
Back on track, baby.
So Ryan's torn between allegiances to his newfound love for McMinn Central and cheering for the alma mater of Cleveland. So
hey, all I know is they're both winning. All I do is win. Play that by
listen,
DJ
we are in Cleveland, Tennessee, the home of the bandwagon fan, right?
Whoa. I was on the McMinn Central bandwagon when they went 2-8 last year. Watch it, Sequoia.
Hey, listen, I told you before the broadcast started, you can't choose where you're born, can't choose where your parents send you to school. I will say, and I've said this on a call in to you and Andy earlier in the year, Derek Vestal's the new head coach at Sequoia. They've had a rough past few years. He's the new coach, came over from McMinn County. He was an assistant there. We are going to celebrate when Sequoia breaks through this year. We're going to hopefully get Derek on the phone after that, and we're going to celebrate because I do believe he has that program going in the right direction. He's raised a lot of money. They've got a new weight room that they just put in all new stuff, remodeled everything. So I think they've got momentum going the right way. So we're not going to slander Sequoia on this show, all right? It's just not going to happen.
All right. When Andy comes back, we are slandering Sequoia.
That's fine, but on this show, Andy, my athletic director that I coach for at Lake Forest, is not going to slander me tonight. He's not here.
To be fair, we were talking about it earlier
off the air.
Sequoia has been playing competitive games this year compared
they
to
have
they really haven't been competitive.
And we look at the final, East Hamilton 48, Sequoia 6. I said, well, Sequoia covered because the spread was, East Hamilton by 42.5. So Sequoia, that's kind of a joke, Sequoia covering. But either way, Sequoya does have Eastridge here in a few weeks. We kind of looked at the schedule, so maybe that might be the big breakthrough game for the Chiefs up there.
Friday Night Blitz is just gonna be a party that night.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to make it happen.
I mean, hey, we're partying right now for McMinn Central, 51-22 over Polk County.
Right.
They've lost 4 straight to Polk County up until tonight. Meanwhile, you can join the conversation, 423-614-6499. We'd love to hear your take on any of our local games. Running through the scoreboard one more time. Cleveland over East Ridge, 55-28. McMinn Central over Polk County, 51-22. Silverdale over Lakeway Christian, 47-19. Anderson County over Ray County, 41-38. East Hamilton over Sequoia, 48-6. Macaulay over West Broward. Is that right?
You said it right.
Ooh.
You said it right.
62-27. Carter over Walker Valley, 14-3. Bradley over McMinn County, 42-24. Alcoa over Maryville, 27-14. And Rockwood over Kingston, 24-15. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and hopefully on the other side of the break, we'll have some callers to talk about some high school football. But as for us right now, you are still watching the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz. We will be right back.
You get a yearly checkup. Shouldn't your air? With your local Lennox dealer, regular care equals perfect air. With technology you can touch, comfortable air you can feel, and savings you can see. Not just perfect air, perfect for you air.
Call Dale's Heating and Air to upgrade your air today.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of the relationship that I've developed with my care team.
They take me directly back and start evaluating my needs.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of its flexibility, and so should you.
DPCA, practice made perfect.
I told my son to find me the nicest place to live in Cleveland. He said, Dad, there's only one place, and that's Garden Plaza. And I moved into the patio home. Everybody knows your name from day one, and there's something to do all day long if you want to participate in it. You cannot possibly be bored at Garden Plaza. It is just great, and their food is outstanding. It's out of this world. And I'm so happy I'm here. Garden Plaza is it for me.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
Mix 1041 and Honda of Cleveland are giving away a Honda Civic LX to an active law enforcement officer in our area. If you know someone that you think deserves to win, you can nominate them at mymix1041.com/Honda or on the Mix 1041 app.
At some point in your life, you may be faced with a legal challenge, whether it be a personal injury, business dispute, or family matter. Our goal is to overcome your legal obstacles and get your life back on track.
If you or a loved one have been injured or have legal issues confronting you and your family, talk with someone on our team. We will investigate your problem to determine the facts and the law. Working together, we can develop a plan to obtain the result you deserve.
I would like to remain anonymous and talk bad about people, if that's okay.
We welcome all complaints.
Which head coach would you like to talk bad about tonight, caller?
Man, this is Greg Phillips, Ryan. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. You guys doing a great job continuing the torch.
Well, I appreciate it, Greg. I guess you've moved on to bigger things doing color there for the Cleveland games.
Yeah, it's been fun. You know, I've done basketball with Terry for about 5 years, so getting to step into the football arena for a little while and do a little bit of color on football, it's been a lot of fun to get to do that.
So could you tell us a little bit about the East Ridge game tonight? I know, you look at the score, Cleveland wins by nearly 30, but what do you think this does for Cleveland moving on? How good did they look,
Just being honest, it's hard not to look good against East Ridge offensively. They were small, they were not very good offensively, but Cleveland needed a game like that. They have struggled offensively. They've struggled to get any continuity tonight. And to be honest, I'm not sure that offensively this really helped them that much. They put up a lot of stats. They had over 400 yards in total offense. Lambert had five passing touchdowns and one rushing touchdown, but most of those passes were long, so they didn't get to sustain any drives and all that. And really, that's what I think they've got to figure that out. They've got to figure out how to take drives, and they've got to sustain a drive and go down and score. And that's really what they're working on. So from a confidence standpoint, I think this was a great game for them. Defensively, East Ridge was able to get behind the secondary a couple of times and have some big plays. So they've definitely got some film stuff to look at on that. But really, this was just a game where they needed to gain some confidence, in my opinion.
So Greg, in your opinion, this is like the equivalent of a SEC school scheduling their smaller opponent, like the Tennessee Ball State kind of thing. You get some points on the board. It might not be the long, sustained drives that you'd like to see where things are clicking, but it's just athleticism won the day.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good comparison. East Ridge is, they were just not like I say, not a very big team. Scheme wise, they didn't do a lot other than they fake the handoff and then throw it deep to Kadion Harris. So they were just they're 0-4 right now. But yeah, it was just a game where Cleveland could, get a home win, especially on Hall of Fame night. Congratulations to all those guys for making the Cleveland Hall of Fame. Brad Benton, really good friend of mine, into the Hall of Fame. Tucker Tipton, a former football player at Cleveland. I can't name all of them, but those guys, Tucker did a lot for Cleveland football, and he's doing a lot for our country. So congratulations to them. But yeah, I mean, it was just a game where Cleveland needed some confidence. They needed to see that they are able to put points on the board. I just would have liked to have seen them be able, East Ridge to be able to hold them enough for them to have to sustain a couple of drives and, just try to work through the issues that they've had with just getting continuity on the play calling and, continuity with their offense.
Yeah, so, I mean, you talk about it. Just a big confidence booster for Cleveland. And we were talking about this earlier, but last year Cleveland used this confidence boost against East Ridge to get a big home win against Farragut. Though next week you're not at home, you're going to Farragut. Farragut beat Oak Ridge tonight 24-0. What are you looking at in terms of that game next week?
That's going to be a really tough game for Cleveland. It's on the road. It's the first. I mean, they went to Bradley, but it's still in town. They're going to travel to Farragut. I didn't realize they beat Oak Ridge 24-0, and they only lost to Maryville by 13 in the week before that. So obviously Farragut's a pretty good football team. So that's going to be a tough one for Cleveland, and Cleveland's going to have to figure out how to stop Farragut, and they're going to have to, again, the big thing with Cleveland is they're going to have to figure out how to get points on the board against a good football team, and that'll be the determining factor. If they can do that, they'll have a chance at winning. If not, it could possibly be a long trip to Knoxville and back.
Yeah, you're totally right. Just to go full circle here, a little trivia question for you. Going to turn the script. Who is Oak Ridge's head football coach, Greg? Do you know off the top of your head?
Oak Ridge's football. I should know that.
He was the head coach at Cleveland. There's your hint.
Doug Green?
No, a little more recent.
I have no idea then.
Scott Cummings.
Oh, are you sure?
Right.
I thought he was at.
He's at Oak Ridge now.
Okay.
There's your full circle.
I forgot Coach Cummings. Yeah, I forgot he took that job. So yeah, so that'll be an interesting. That's an interesting trivia fact.
You should use it next week. Just somehow rope it into the Cleveland Farragut game.
If it comes up organically, I don't know if that would, if you would talk about that or not. A former coach playing his team.
Yeah, well, and they're playing Farragut. They're not playing Oak Ridge, so that makes.
Oh well, yeah, I guess that's
that
true.
Makes it even worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's. But yeah, Coach Cummings has kind of made his way around Knoxville. He was at Central for a while. He was at West for a while. So I'd forgotten that he's at Oak Ridge now.
Yeah, I mean, the Knoxville. It's like the national park stamps for Knoxville schools.
He's gonna have his Yeti mug.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna let you guys get back to it. I'm gonna actually get in here and go to bed at a decent hour. So, and I'm gonna let you guys finish out again. You guys are doing a great job. Thankful for what you guys do for the station, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.
Yeah, Greg, we appreciate you calling in. Have a good night, man.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, thanks to you guys. All right, bye.
All right, you heard it there. Big confidence win for Cleveland. We may have Andy from Walker Valley's broadcasting team calling in here later. Maybe we could segue that with a Matt Moody call. I need him to stop celebrating and give us a call.
Yeah,
for real.
Can
you imagine being that selfish?
Can you imagine not calling in and speaking to your number one fan?
That's what I'm saying. Celebrating your first 3-1 start in 8 years, and you think that has priority over the Friday Night Blitz? I mean, come on.
Ryan is he's shaking. I wish you all could see him in here. He's shaking pins and needles.
In all seriousness, though, big win for McMinn Central. Big win for Cleveland. You can join the conversation, 423-614-6499. We're going to run through the scoreboard right fast, and barring a caller, we're going to take another short break, and we'll hopefully be right back with a little caller from Walker Valley to talk about that game last night. But Cleveland over East Ridge big, 55-28. McMinn Central over Polk County, 51-22. Silverdale over Lakeway Christian, 47-19. Anderson County over Ray County, 41-38. East Hamilton over Sequoia, 48-6. And it looks like we have another caller. Caller, you're on with the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz.
Yeah, guys. Hey, I just left the McMinn Central Polk game, and I'm telling you, going in and watching these guys go, it's a good thing. could be bad, but it's definitely going to be a building back year for the Wildcats. They kind of fell flat right off the bat when McMinn Central returned the kickoff for a touchdown right off the bat, but they did answer immediately, come back. But there's a lot of missed tackles, and Polk lost one key defender to some protocol there. So, but, you know, again, though, you know, that you look at it and you see a lot of remnants of the Derek Davis back in the day. You gotta change it up sometimes, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
anyway, kind of like pass the dang ball, Bert, instead of run the ball.
So I haven't seen Polk play. I mean, I know they started with 3 straight wins, but are they running some weird version of the wing T, you know, the triple option?
There's no triple option to it at all, pretty much. I mean, it's the same as Polk in years past with Derek at the reins. And, you know, we got to build back. It's not the football of the past anymore. You guys know that as well as everybody else. But, you know, there need to be some innovation. You know, you got to innovate sometimes. But I don't know how else to put it.
I know that game was close for the first 2 quarters. What do you think? When did it really get away from Polk there?
So now, again, Polk lost one of the major players right there. I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to leave that with that. But McMinn was running a kind of a hurry up, and they got tired, got behind, and I think that I'm trying to kind of like the key tackles, they continually missed like key tackles, and I think they just let it get on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like it took the wind out of their sails.
Yeah.
But again, it's a young team. Derek's back, and that's definitely helped out a lot. But I think it's going to be a decent season for the Cats. I don't know about, you know, an all-out.
So, you know, you guys got Tyner next week. What are you looking at for that one? You got them at home.
Again, it's going to be kind of like the Cleveland going to Farragut. It's going to be a tough match there.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think I'm obviously not a Polk fan. I don't know much about you guys, but I know Derek Davis coming back. I think that's pretty big for the program. Would you say so?
No, definitely. So,
yeah.
But anyway, guys, like I said, it was much closer than it was, but there was a lot of we're young, or Cats are young, you know, so we'll go from there.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate you calling in, and we hope you have a great night.
Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Yep. So you heard it there. McMinn Central over Polk County 51-22. Polk County's got a big one hosting Tyner next week. Cleveland over East Ridge 55-28. Silverdale over Lakeway Christian 47-19. Anderson County over Ray County 41-38. East Hamilton over Sequoia 48-6. McCauley over West Broward. Dang it. 62-27. Carter over Walker Valley 14-3. Bradley over McMinn County 42-24. Alcoa over Maryville 27-14. Rockwood over Kingston 24-15. A new score here. Gatlinburg Pittman over Loudon 35-28, and Farragut over Oak Ridge 24-0. Right now we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to just recap these scores one last time and take any last-minute callers. You're watching the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz, and we will be right back.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. Stop by today and take advantage of Bradley County's largest pre-owned inventory, or visit cleveland-nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty.
Peyton Southeastern is hiring. You have the potential to earn over $21 an hour with new progressive pay rates, a $2 night shift premium, plus you're eligible to earn a $5,000 stay bonus. Peyton's in Cleveland has open interviews every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. and then from 1 to 3 p.m. Apply online at jobs.kroger.com to work at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland. Rick's Plumbing Service, a family-owned business specializing in new commercial and residential plumbing. They can do it all. Rick's Plumbing Service has been in Cleveland for 35 years. Call Jason or Josh at Rick's Plumbing Service, 423-595-6143. That's 595-6143.
Serenity Funeral Homes. Convenient, caring, affordable. Cleveland's most affordable funeral home. Completely remodeled. Offering cremations as low as $5.95. Funerals, $15.95. SerenityofCleveland.com. When trust matters most.
Caller, you're on air with the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz.
Hey, this is Andy from the Walker Valley broadcast.
Hey, Andy.
Hey, man.
We've been wondering about your game yesterday. I mean, sorry to be so blunt, but I mean, what happened up there in Charleston?
Well, I'll tell you what. So first of all, Knox Carter coming in 0-3 was very deceiving, and that's one thing on air. You know, we had kind of kept up with them and done some studying ourselves, Jacob and I, and we knew that although they were 1-3, they were a pretty solid team. They had lost a couple close games, one in overtime, and they were kind of just looking for that first win. And you could tell those guys were hungry to get it as well. But Carter came down and really just did a great job defensively. Quarterback Evans Horsell constantly had pressure on him, and again, we've talked about the youth of our offensive line, even a couple of the older guys on the offensive line. This is their first season getting consistent snaps there, so they were challenged genuinely by a good Carter defensive front all night long, and on top of that, Carter's secondary were not only in excellent coverage all night, but they were big bodies in excellent coverage, and that really made it difficult for Evan to throw the ball downfield, and he was, for the most part, running around quite a bit last night.
Yeah, I mean, you hit on it right there. I mean, Carter coming in 0-3, I mean, you know, on paper it kind of looked like, oh, it shouldn't be a problem for Walker Valley. But, I mean, and then watching the score develop last night and seeing, you know, I mean, you've scored 20-plus all 3 games this year, coming off a 35-point performance versus Ottawa, and then you only score a field goal against Carter. I mean, it was kind of shocking, but
yeah.
I mean, on a positive note, I mean, did the defense look good, or was Carter struggling to move the ball by their own accord, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So Carter is an air raid team. They love to bombard you throwing the football, and they weren't able to do that because Walker Valley secondary, we've talked about them, just how well they've played this year, and it again, allowing 14 points, but they played a lot of snaps. And in the first half, the one score that Carter had was on a wide receiver screenplay where they were just able to get the ball to the fastest kid on the field, and he had a lane, and he was able to take it to the house. So that was really just one play in the first half that Walker Valley's defense allowed a big play that went for a touchdown. But really, Tucker Ownby and Braxton Smith, those guys did a great job in coverage for the Mustangs and made Carter really switch their game plan from being an air raid team to where they have a quarterback who we had found out was a Mr. Football finalist and was a very good player, and he had to kind of take on the role of almost a running back, and he was a big-bodied quarterback, and that's the term Jacob used for him during our broadcast, and they really had to switch up their game plan and didn't score again till late in the game to kind of ice it, and that was after our defense had played a lot of snaps, and you can't talk about our defense without talking about Eli Denton, who going into tonight, because of the Thursday night game, he was the number one tackler in the United States of America. He was leading the country in tackles, and also, obviously, that makes him number one in the state of Tennessee, and he might even still have that after tonight. I'm not sure, but with the way our defense plays, they really set Eli up to be successful, and you're also seeing guys like our other linebackers, Jacob Hollingsworth, who's starting to have a lot of success as well. Our defensive front, Jackson Gibson and Josh Van Wyck, those guys are doing a great job allowing the next level to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked I first noticed it in the Bradley game. It was like, wow, I mean, Walker Valley's defense is looking legit.
Yeah.
And, looking ahead, next week you guys are hosting a 3-1 Smith County team that won tonight. Have you looked into that game any? Do you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, so really, judging off of last year, that game up there at Smith County, which, by the way, was an awesome atmosphere for high school football, kind of that small-town feel where when it's Friday night, everything shuts down. Well, now they get to make the long trip here, and that game last year, I believe, went 3 overtimes, if I'm correct. We were there pretty late. I remember that. But
I remember it, too.
Eli Wilson, our kicker, he won that game for us. And, again, his leg has been huge for Walker Valley this year. He set a school record for field goals made in a game during the Notre Dame game this year, which we were unaware of actually till this past week that was a school record. He hit 3 field goals in that game, and he's just been extremely consistent. So, again, if Walker Valley offensively can get the ball down into the red zone, they're going to come away with points because Eli Wilson is doing his job as a kicker. People like to give the kickers a hard time because, no one pays attention to them until they miss something that matters, but Eli's been super consistent. And so, again, it's going to be I feel like with this Walker Valley defense, they're getting better every single week, and that's scary because they're already so good. And hopefully we're going to have Brady Montgomery coming back at safety as well. He was a little banged up in the Ottawa game, but we're excited for the next couple of weeks, of course. The week after that, the big rivalry game with Cleveland, and then you get back into region play. So I feel like this last week is going to be one of the, after talking with Coach Akins, it's going to be one of those games that you just have to chalk it up to not our best offensive effort, and defense has got to keep playing good, and I feel like they're going to do that.
Yeah, I remember last year being on air with Andy, waiting for the final in the Smith County game. We kept thinking we had it, and it was 3 overtimes, like you said. Hopefully, Walker, protects at home, and you don't have to have the stress that you had last year for that game.
Yeah, we really appreciate you calling in tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hey, thank you guys for all you do covering high school football. And I want to give a shout-out to McMinn Central. And I got some friends at Polk County as well, but Matt Moody is doing a great job up there at McMinn Central, one of my former teammates. We grew up together, and his brother as well, Joel. That's a great family, and I'm very happy for Matt and his success at McMinn Central.
Oh, yeah. I've been excited about it all night. He told me he was going to call in the next 5 to 10 minutes, so, you're perfect segue for us. I didn't even have to pay you to do that.
Hey, awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing him and what he has to say.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate you calling in, and hey, we're hoping for the tide to turn for Walker Valley next week.
Hey, I appreciate it. Go Mustangs, and once again, thank you both for what you guys do for high school football and these local athletes.
Yeah, have a great night, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
All right. Yeah, see you guys.
All right. You heard it there. That's what I was wondering, what the Walker Valley game looked like.
Yeah, we figured that there was something that happened. 14-3, you typically think defensive struggle. We know Walker Valley's got a really good defense, probably one of the better defenses they've had in recent memory. Sometimes it's just like that. You get against a team that's got some size, and schematically it's hard to match up sometimes.
Yeah.
They throw something at you that you're not planning on seeing, or whatever. So either way, it's just one game. If you're a Walker Valley fan out there, just one game. It's still a long season to go. You're 2-2. It wasn't a region game.
Yeah.
Just get back on track next week and ride out the rest of the year. You know, Ryan, we look forward to football all year long, and we are nearly the halfway point of this high school season. So make sure to get out, catch some games, watch some games here on Mixed TV that we have, because it's going to be over before we know it.
Yeah, and I mean what you said. No region games this week, so none of these losses technically matter when it comes to playoffs.
Right.
But, I mean, in the case of Cleveland, you heard it talked about as a springboard game. I mean, same with McMinn Central. And, I mean,
technically, same with Bradley was playing McMinn County, which is a more traditional opponent for them. But still, I mean, it seems like they've got the offense on track now, sitting there at 4-0 with the rest of the season in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited for the rest of the season. And a little bad news, Coach Moody shot off a text, told me he doesn't have the best service right now. So.
Oh man, he's probably just they're probably parading through downtown Etowah.
He's partying
right now.
And doesn't want to talk to me.
Yeah,
he asked me to show up to the game, and he's a little mad I didn't show up.
I mean, I understand. I understand both views. You had to be here.
I told him I need a shirt. I need a central blue shirt.
Need a central blue shirt. You know.
But anyways, we're going to run through this scoreboard one last time, then we're going to wrap it up. Cleveland over East Ridge, 55-28. Lambert throws 5, runs for another one. McMinn Central over Polk County, 51-22. McMinn Central hasn't won 3 of their first 4 games to start a season since 2014. Silverdale over Lakeway Christian, 47-19. Anderson County over Ray County, 41-38. East Hamilton over Sequoia, 48-6. McCauley over West Broward. Dang it, I mess it up every time. Every time.
All right, I'll tell you what. Read that one more time, Ryan. We're going to have you get this right one time
McCauley
tonight.
versus West Broward, 62-27. Carter over Walker Valley,
62-13 actually on that McCauley-West Broward game.
I'm struggling. Either way, McCauley wins big.
McCauley wins really big over a Florida team.
West Broward. Carter over Walker Valley, 14-3. Bradley over McMinn County, 42-24. Alcoa over Maryville, 27-14. Rockwood over Kingston, 24-15. Gatlinburg Pittman over Loudon, 35-28. And Farragut over Oak Ridge, 24-0. And I think that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. I mean, we're excited for high school football. And, I mean, you know, you just love talking, even then when we call this a down week with 2 Thursday night games and no region games. But we're just having a good time, Brandon.
It's always good for you local fans. Tennessee, big game tomorrow against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Catch that at 3:30. Should be a good weekend. The Titans are in play.
Mm-hmm.
They start play against the Giants Sunday at 4:30. So just a good weekend. We might have some not so great weather, maybe some rain in the forecast. So sit down on the couch, eat some popcorn, watch some football, enjoy it while it's here because we look forward to it all year and it goes by way too fast.
And the Braves game is underway right now, 2-2. That's going to follow us up right after this. So we're going to get off your airways. From all of us here at Mix 1041, Ryan Lovelace joined by Brandon Lingerfeld. Shout out Keeley behind the board, Austin back in the studio doing all the Mix TV stuff. You've been watching the Hardys Friday Night Blitz. We hope to see you next week. Have a great night, everybody.